Welcome back to the channel, guys. Glad to have you as always. North Georgia Toyota Test Drive Tuesdays coming back at you. Ben and Daniel, like we mentioned, guys, we're going to go over the entire front to back of the all-new 25 Camry today, show you the ins and outs, driving footage, first impressions, the new tech, the new powertrain, the all-new redesign, and it's going to be for you guys on Test Drive Tuesday.
So let's go ahead and check out this beautiful 1983 beauty up till today's standards of 2025. So come and join us.
Let's get after it.
Test Drive Tuesdays. Test Drive Tuesdays.
Welcome back, guys. Test Drive Tuesday, the 9th generation Camry, all new 2025. You guys maybe not haven't even seen one on the road just yet, but we have one here today to go over. This one is the 2025 Camry SE model. So sports edition, you've got the LE, the SE, the XLE, and on up into the XSE, the top Mac Daddy trim. But this one is a good example of kind of the best of both worlds. Not the base, not the top, kind of the middle. Mostly what we sell here is the SE trims. You'll notice in the front as we go around, they really kept the Camry DNA design. This one has the sport mesh SE specific front grille. This one has the black badging overlays. Now they retain the radar cruise control right here in the front without messing up the emblem. So it's kind of cool how they kept this all seamless. So this headlight, you'll notice, going with the sports edition theme, a black interior headlight, projector high and low beam, an all new headlight design. Kind of reminds you of the 24 Prius. Really, really cool how that wraps around in the front grille area. Going around to the wheels. Now this is going to come standard on the SE trim. This factory black alloy wrapped in some Continentals to give it that cool street look. I forgot to mention also that wraparound spoiler comes up on the front. It's a really aggressive front end on the new Camry. Painted to match mirrors, turn signal indicator. You got a nice body line going down the side. Now if you look at this panel, Ben, just by itself, it has the Camry DNA written all over it. So really aggressive body line going all the way through to the gas cap. Just really cool Camry DNA and heritage that they kept in this 9th generation. Going back around, similar taillight design. Again, they kind of branched off, so it splits here to go across the trunk lid. Again, like we mentioned, this SE Camry has the black badging overlays. Even in the hybrid electric vehicle, which is something to mention here on the powertrain, the 25 Camry is hybrid electric vehicle only. There is no gasoline only. There's no V6, just the hybrid powertrain with the 4-cylinder. You've got a cool deck spoiler lid here, keeping that sports theme. SE badging, all that's blacked out. We're going to go around to the front and show you guys the engine compartment, and we'll wrap it back around for Ben's first impressions of the interior. Let's get after it. All right, guys, so as we go into the front, the trunk compartment of this new Camry, the hood, it's always tricky to find the latch on a new vehicle. You got to play around with it. Found it. So this has a prop rod, staying true to the Camry. So this is the all-new 2.5 liter 4-cylinder hybrid powertrain engine. This thing has a combined highway and city 47 miles per gallon. Now what's cool about this is, now you'll hear the compressor kick on. We have this vehicle running with the AC for us, selfishly. Everything in here is super easy to maintain. It has that same Camry DNA, so as long as you do your recommended maintenance, your Toyota Care, your 10, 60, 100 mile parameters there on your service contract, you're going to be fine here. Low maintenance. You got a nice cover here for the engine, reservoir for the coolant, fuse box. It is really easy to work on in case you do your own services. This thing is going to come in an available all-wheel drive version. Again, all hybrid, but the all-wheel drive version is a little more powerful. Really cool to have that for guys that live in climates that are not so conducive, like we live in the South, so we don't really use all-wheel drive. But it's cool to have that availability. We're going to go ahead and wrap this back around in the interior, get it on the road, let you know exactly what we think about this new 2.5 4-cylinder.
Alrighty, friends, let's go ahead and talk about the interior part of this. It's nice and cool in here. It is really hot out here in Georgia today. But of course, Daniel always fills in the gaps for me, whatever I have missed, or anything that's extra to know about. As you can see, we got the driver's cockpit here, the digital dashboard, amongst up the steering wheel with all the safety features, with the radar, lane departure warning, alongside with with the voice control and volume control for your radio, Got ourselves a touchscreen here with Apple Play. And of course, air conditioning control. They've got more of the buttons than the turn knobs that we've been seeing in the other vehicles we've been test driving lately. So yeah, you gotta control the fingers versus the knobs. And this one here will kind of control any direction of the airflow that you want, or your defrosters. But we're gonna kind of keep it with the head and feet because it keeps it nice and cool in here for Daniel and I. All aluminum pedals down here, wireless charging. And we got the modes of the features here: Eco mode, normal mode, and sport. We also got EV mode as well with this vehicle. Got plenty of cubby space. Got ourselves another charging port right here, 12 volt, and also 5 USB charging ports as well. We got some lightning chargers as well for you right here. And we got 2 cup holders for your water bottles. And of course, fast food cups, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, with a little middle right over there. All that good stuff. So let's go ahead and give this baby a try. Right now, we're currently driving in EV mode as we are driving around. The engine is super duper quiet. Just like on EV mode, we're gonna switch it off from different modes. I might switch it to like Eco or Sport as we drive on the bypass in a minute. But running on EV mode reminds me of the BZ4X. Daniel and I have mentioned it recently in our podcast, and that will be on our next test drive Tuesday as we continue doing these things. We do have one in the courtesy lot. Again, we're talking about the Camry, not the BZ4X, but the reason why I'm bringing that up is because of how quiet the engine is as we're driving. I can hear a little bit of the hum as we drive, but just like the smoothness of how it runs reminds me of the BZ4X a little bit, which is our all-electric vehicle here since we're on EV mode. Before we move on, our windshield's a little dusty. Get some windshield fluid on it. Any mode you can do. Very quiet engine as we're driving here. Driving around the mall for a second here. I'll let the windshield wipers on. The turn radius is very, very smooth on this thing.
You feel very sporty?
Very sporty. I think we're gonna feel more sporty when we hit the bypass. But right now it's just easy driving right now. It is so quiet. Again, this kind of it reminds me of the BZ4X as I'm driving right now.
Could catch a matinee over there if we want to.
Oh yeah, good old movie over there. I think If just came out, that Ryan Reynolds film, written and directed by Office alum John Krasinski. They're not paying us to mention those people, just let you know. But if you are Office fans, you might want to see the movie, and if you're a Ryan Reynolds fan, for sure. And speaking of entertainment, as we just mentioned, Apple CarPlay is also installed in your little touchscreen device here, or if you have an Android, you're a fan of Android, you could definitely figure that out alongside with things. You get your radio, your Bluetooth, and all that good stuff. And you can also access your climate control. If you're not a fan of the knobs, you can definitely control it through your touchscreen. We're leaving onto the bypass right now. We just went off from bypass stoplight and made our way, picking up the speed. We don't want to go too fast, but we are hitting the highway with some good speed, very quick. I believe we went from 0 to roughly 60 in about 7 seconds on that one. And we're going to go off to our favorite spot here for a second to kind of see how it goes on some like gravel.
Off-road.
Little off-roading for a second with the Camry. even though off-roading benefits for our Tacomas, Tundras, and 4Runners, or even our Highlanders, but you never know when you go a little off-roading with normal cars like this. And this particular Camry is definitely holding its own for it. It's handling it pretty well. But of course, you don't want to go out in the middle of the forest with this vehicle, but it is definitely good to go when it comes to like your typical gravel trails you might need to go on for parking, for events and all that good stuff. But we're going to go ahead and go back to it, and Daniel's going to show his first impressions and either fill in the gaps that I have missed or any cool features that he wants to recognize for this vehicle. Alrighty friends, so before we let Daniel take over the interior part of his impression as we drive, let's talk about the trunk for a second here. So, as I mentioned before on my podcast, the Camrys are kind of like more up my alley when it comes to having fun and more for my lifestyle, because I only have a wife and one son. So these particular vehicles are good for people who just have very small families or just a 2 to 4 person household. And the trunk space is well enough space for just for small families or just small little gatherings with some friends, especially doing a little road tripping. Plenty of space inside here. Got ourselves the location of the jack and the spare tire in here for you. And you got the pull string to make that extra space for you in the back that direction. Alright, as you can see here, makes plenty of extra cubby space. If you have like some golf bags or extra luggage,
Snow skis,
all that good stuff, of course.
Alright guys, so as you can see, the interior of the SE Camry is kind of a mixed trim of Softex, leather, with a few fabric inserts, a very exclusive trim. You'll notice that in each trim of the new Camry, it's a totally different theme. So not each Camry is going to be the same based on what trim that you guys pick. Very family friendly, very road trip oriented. So Ben just showed you the really quick access to the pass through between longer luggage and shorter luggage. You got a pass through on each side, really nice big cup holder armrest area. And also on Ben's side, you'll see right here are the little inserts for your, child safety seat to anchor in and be totally secure. So very family-oriented back seat area, USB-C on the back with climate control, all weather floor mats. Just a really, really nice, comfy area for a road trip. All right, guys, we are behind the wheel and buckled up in the all-new 25 Camry. It is pretty cool. I definitely have seen Camrys my entire career at Toyota. Probably one of the bread and butter vehicles that you would recognize from the Toyota lineup. All the way back since I saw my grandmother, her 17, she's loved it. But definitely this one kind of makes her envious. A lot of new updates, technology, all new digital dash on the front for driver information. Right now it's kind of on the lane departure warning, the safety feature setups. You've got everything. You've got your digital fuel gauge. You've got your engine coolant and temp over here. I can immediately see, based off where we're at GPS wise, speed limit, outside temperature, the time, eco mode, what drive mode I'm in. So going over the center stack here, you've got eco mode, you've got normal mode, which it's changing up here. You've got sport mode. So sport mode gives you the all new, this is the first in the Camry actually, is you have paddle shifters here. So I can immediately go to plus or minus on the gears if you want to manually shift. You don't have to, but you have that ability in the SC trim Camry. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, we don't have it synced up yet just to keep from the next owner having to delete our phone out and add their phone. So Android Auto, Apple CarPlay is standard. You've got a 12-inch touchscreen on this edition. Dual zone climate control, all your positioning for your AC and heat, front and rear defroster. You've got the fan speed up here, can lower it. You could sync that, so if Ben wanted to be colder, hotter than I would be, he could do that at sync now. You got your AC, you got your circulation there. Really nice design here in the center console. Plenty of storage. USB-C again, Lightning, fast chargers, and then a USB, just a normal USB there. Wireless charging from Qi again. Huge, generous cup holders. Very nice leather wrap shifter. Steering wheel, Again, nothing that we haven't mentioned already, but you got all your safety features here: radar cruise control, lane departure warning. You got your radar cruise settings for your spacing to keep you safe on the highway. This over here is more of the entertainment side of the house. You've got your hands-free talk, your seek mode forward for all your music, the back button, and that controls your digital display. You'll see here it's a very, very nicely laid out dash. You've got fabric here that wraps around. You've got a more grille design that goes across to the front. The AC vent kind of molds into that. Soft touch on the dash. All this is soft touch on the door panels. Nothing that you don't need and nothing is lacking. And so it's kind of a perfect mix of Camry is just a nice bridge to normalcy. It's a very bread and butter car. A lot of families are going to very benefit from this. The LE, the SE, the XLE, the XSE, there's something for everybody. So let's get on the road and see what this new powertrain's all about. All right, guys, we just turned out. We are on the bypass. Of course, going the speed limit for you guys and GSP out there. But again, like Ben mentioned earlier, this Camry is very, very smooth. You don't get dual pane glass, but again, the cabin is super, super well insulated. I'm not hearing any excess road noise. This Camry is really known for getting up and going. I don't have the 0 to 60 time handy, but trust me, it's a lot better than the previous generations. The EV is going to really benefit the customer that has a short commute to work that doesn't really get above 45 miles an hour. You're going to get the full benefit of that 47 mile per gallon rating. Again, that's combined city and highway. The leather wrapped steering wheel, very nice, very comfortable, very controllable. All of my stuff is here, so I can lay my phone down. Apple CarPlay is wireless, so all my contacts, all my text messages, my maps, all that syncs. So I don't have to be on my phone. A lot of these states now are hands-free laws, so you're seeing the manufacturers catch up to having that hands-free, driver-centric technology. Just a really nice car to drive around town. I mean, if I was going on a road trip, really concentrating on, I wanted the most available miles per gallon, but yeah, I didn't want to go full EV and worry about charging stations along my route, this is the path I would go. I could see a ton of executives driving this. Corporate business is benefiting from having a fleet of these. Yeah, I mean, the Camry 2025, it's magnificent. It's very quiet, It's powerful. They did a great job.
Oh, for sure.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and give this Camry a little bit of gas here. Plenty of power. Immediately throttle response is there. There's no lag in power. People think that hybrid electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles in general are slow, sluggish. This Camry still has a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder that is paired with the hybrid technology, that 2.5 liter. So you're not going to have any trouble merging onto traffic. We're here close to Atlanta, so getting on a 285 at 3:30 in the afternoon is kind of crazy. You won't feel like you're unsafe driving this car. Plenty of power to get you and your family into a safe lane or travel. The braking, again, we're going to find out here. Now, this hybrid system, again, charges off of regenerative braking, so you do not have to plug this hybrid up. It's maintenance free. It's all self-contained unit, so you have a separate warranty on that as well, so you're covered from Toyota from the factory. Just a really nice package, man. This Camry, they did a great job on it.
Oh, yeah. Well, friends, that was very much of an exciting and exhilarating ride with the new 2025 Toyota Camry SE. Leave in the comments below if you want us to compare and contrast to the other models that Daniel mentioned of the versions of the 25 Camrys. Again, this is going to be another hot item they're going to be selling over the summer. So, my friends, we'll see you guys in the next one. Tune in to our podcast, Wheels and Deals, hosted by yours truly, myself, Benjamin Ward, and Daniel Gross, alongside with all the fun things that we'll be posting on our Facebook, our Instagram, trying to get Twitter started. We'll be posting our podcasts on other platforms momentarily, and I'm going to be working on some fun other content to bring about for the future other than just Test Drive Tuesdays. So be sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, of course, and all other fun things. Daniel, anything else you want to bring up?
Like, share, comment. We'll catch you on the next one.
And out. What Daniel does.